It's my feel-good breakfast show.
This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso. You're watching SABC3. Good morning if you just joined us. Well, one of the things that I enjoy on the show is the fact that we get recipes and all kinds of nutritional information, especially when it comes to Andrea, our vital expert that's here with me this morning. Now, I've learned that if we can just get people to eat more beans and peas and lentils, we can definitely build a healthier home. And yet to achieve that goal in terms of additions to our nutrition, Andrea, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I see all kinds of pulses, as we call them, in front of me. Why are they so important?
Look, if there's one element in one's diet that can really add nutrition, they're versatile, and they're cost-effective, pulses definitely should be part of our staple diet. Absolutely, and we're going to show a whole series of recipes because the first thing people say is, but it doesn't look nice, it doesn't look interesting. But they're really versatile, so one can get creative in the kitchen with them.
I like the way you say versatile and creative. I actually made a soup in the week where I included most of these ingredients. But I look at them and I'm thinking things like grains and peas and lentils and beans. You know, why is it so important to include them? What if I'm on a high-protein diet? Could I still eat the peanuts and everything else?
Well, if you look at high-protein diets, typically it's a diet where you try to reduce your intake of carbs or carbohydrates or starches, and then obviously substituting them with protein foods. Now, we know that eggs and fish and meat contain protein, but if you look at plant proteins, this is where you'll do your shopping.
Right.
And the best one of all of them in terms of protein content is soybeans.
Right.
So it contains about 10 times more protein than most of the other grains like rice, etc. So it's really something that can substitute your starches and add high quality protein. Yes.
I can see all the chicks with their diets going. Does it contain fat?
Yes, it does, but tiny amounts and healthy fats. I mean, they've done studies on people that consume lots of pulses, in other words, lentils and beans, etc. And they've actually shown that it has cholesterol reducing effects. So if you have heart problems, then you have to put these on your shopping list, and they've got to be stocked in your cupboard.
Now, I know that we're building healthier homes and we want everyone to consume them, to include them in our diets. The one thing that I think about when I think of beans and lentils and pulses is, how do we reduce the gas-forming effects?
Oh, that's a good question, because if you haven't eaten lots of these, or if you don't eat them regularly, and you eat a big plate of, let's say, lentil salad or bean soup, the gassiness is really unpleasant. So you've got to introduce them gradually to your digestive system.
Right.
And they've also shown that by eating them in small amounts regularly, your digestive system gets used to it. So initially you may get a bit of digestive upset, but I eat lentils and beans every day, and I can promise you I'm gas-free.
Andrea is safe. Well, I mean, it's important for a healthy diet. Why would you, as a dietitian, and your advice is always really valuable. Thanks, Andrea. Why would we include this in a diet? I mean, I'm looking at it, there's a whole range, whereas normally when I think of proteins, the first thing I can think of, you know, are eggs or fish or meat. There's a whole host of things. Why would we include this in a healthy diet?
Well, the one thing is, often people say that to eat healthily is very expensive. And that's where pulses really play a valuable role, because they're very cost-effective and highly nutritious. And if I look at the most frequently asked questions and diet requests I get, people that want to lose weight, well, this is definitely a good place to start, because if you eat pulses like lentils and beans, they have a satisfying effect on your appetite. So even by including them in one meal per day, it really helps to reduce those cravings for sweets. They're low GI, so for people with diabetes or blood sugar problems, they're ideal just for that blood sugar and also appetite control. It's fantastic.
I was going to ask about the GI, but I just got the answer.
I couldn't help myself. I just had to jump the gun.
No, it's great. It's great stuff. I think this is really exciting. Thank you so much, Andrea.
You're welcome.
Any questions, you're welcome to address it to Andrea on Facebook, and you'll find her under Andrea Vital Expert. Thanks, Expert, for giving us expert advice on pulses.
You're welcome, and we look forward to sharing some recipes, and the viewers are also welcome to share their recipes and ideas. So we look forward to them coming in.
Well, it's really easy to do. Well, from our health consciousness and also being sure that we get informed to everyone sharing news, and this time round on entertainment.
Vital Mini Rice Cakes, the better for you bite-sized snack, was voted Product of the Year for 2014.